I'm Samuel M. Convisor. I was born in Newark, New Jersey on September 29th, 1930. My involvement with South Orange, I've lived here now little over 50 years. My wife and I bought our house in 1966. We lived there. She passed away in December 2000. I'm in the apartment now a little over a year. So it's 50 some odd years that I've been living in South Orange. Well, my career in life at Fairleigh Dickinson is very interesting. I went to Central High School in Newark and was a pretty good basketball player there. And I went to work after graduating from high school. I didn't go directly to college and had a couple opportunities, but unfortunately we didn't have enough money at home for me to go anywhere special. So I ended up working at Ronson Cigarette Lighter Company in Newark, which was a big company at that time in Newark. And I played basketball for the head of the union. So I was still playing basketball, and as a fairly good player with Central High School, I was somewhat of a known commodity, if you will, in Newark, and I played for the Newark YM and YWHA as well. So I was continuing to play basketball and working and making some money and deciding whether I would go on to college and where and so forth. And I met a fella on a bus, and this is a true story that I've told several times to many people. I met a friend of mine on the bus coming home from work one day. He said, "What are you doing to yourself?" I said, "Well, I'm working, thinking about going to school, not quite sure what, this, that, and the other thing." And he said, "I understand that Fairleigh Dickinson was starting to become a four-year school and was going to have a basketball team. And they're talking about scholarships for basketball." He was going to the school, I think it was a junior college at that time. So I wrote a letter to the coach at Fairleigh Dickinson and went over there for a tryout and an interview and was offered a scholarship. I have never seen my friend again from that bus ride home to say thank you to him. But I ended up going to Fairleigh Dickinson because I was on that bus when this friend of mine was on the bus to tell me that he thought that they were trying out for basketball scholarship. So I don't know whether in Yiddish the word is beshert, that things happen by chance, or whether it was just good fortune or good luck or timing or what. But here I am now, many years later, and I still haven't seen Bo Silver to tell him thank you. I was president of Main Street, South Orange, for several years, which was a nonprofit volunteer group, which is now called the Village Alliance, which is a little more professional organization. But before that, it was Main Street, South Orange. I've been doing some work in the Jewish community and taking some former Newarkers around what people like to refer to as the old Jewish Newark, because there's not much left of the Jewish community in Newark. And so I have taken groups from the synagogue and elsewhere on some tours of the synagogues that are no longer synagogues, the cemeteries, the community, the stores, and so on. I had a very good friend, Lou Kraut, who had dated Carol, or he took her out on a date and came home and called me up. He said, "I met your wife last night." I said, "What do you mean you met my wife last night?" He said, "I went out with a girl who's exactly what you meets everything you wanted." So I took Carol out, and he was right. My wife was a lovely lady. Unfortunately, she passed away when she was just 62. She grew up in Hillside and West Orange. We were married in 1959. She was a teacher at the Florham Park school system, taught trainable children for a while, and then became interested in the cultural side of what was happening in Newark, and was editing a calendar of cultural events in Newark for many years. When there was an opportunity to do some work in New York and promoting a gentleman and a piano player, and she worked with him, and that opened up an opportunity to work at the Juilliard School, and so she ended working there as director of special events for 18 years. I was able to get the Juilliard students in the programming, and I'm underwriting in a very modest way, a series of concerts at SOS, and I've been doing that for 10 years. So I do that in memory of my wife.